Picks of Equinage for Monday for Horseshoe Indianapolis, but racing has canceled its races, so we are doing Horseshoe Indianapolis with the picks of Equinage. You are watching the stimulation of the first race at courtesy of Equinage.com. Register your free user. You have there the QR code. Do it right away, and you will get 3 free races per day. You can try, you can test the system the time that you want. This website is the best one to handicap the horse racing in the US. Don't forget the Scotty picks 55% the winning rate of the top 2 picks. That is very good. The long shot between 11 to 14%, depending on the type of race. The win percentage is another program. It's a probability calculation based on stats for each horse. The pace, the initial speed of each horse, you saw it graphically. The SOR strength of race is the competitive level of each horse. The higher the better. It was facing tougher competition. This is the competitive level of this race. Then you have the record at the distance and surface, the competitive level for this record in particular, and at the right, the GSR, the genetic strength rate, the pedigree of the horse in one number for this distance and surface specifically. More stats info here. If you touch a horse, you can check the whole campaign of the horse, the information of each race, even how was the not only the performance, but how were the metrics of the horse, workouts, even the campaign of the dam, the stadium, and the complete profile of the genetic, the pedigree of the horse. For example, see, on synthetic, this horse, the pedigree is not too good. On dirt is acceptable, but check on turf, very good, especially running a mile. And he has no races on turf. So in race 1, 2, and 6 are the picks. Here, 7 is the long shot. And 2, only 14% to win, but it's very close to the 7 and the number 1 in that win percentage. The number 6 is the second pick here. It's at the top here. Decent money line. This horse, you need to consider it. And then you have 3, 7, and 1. The 7 is the long shot. 16% to win, good money line. The 3 is the money line favorite, but it's very equalized with the 7, with the number 1. And well, the 2 is the money line favorite, but is also the top pick here. What is telling you this is the horse has a chance, but he is very equalized with the 6 that had a better money line, the 7 that has 6-1 in the money line, and obviously with the 3 and number 1. So this race is an open one. This 9-5 money line, despite this the top pick here, is not enough to consider, for example, this horse a single, my opinion. Race 2, 4, 6, and 2, 4 and 6. The 4, 42% to win. That's very nice. A strong contender here. The 6, 18% is a solid enemy. Now check the number 2 is the long shot. Better SOR, 8-1 in the money line, good win percentage. You need to use this horse. This horse could win the race. 4 and 6, they are strong, but the number 2 is almost as strong as them, so careful. In race number 3, good win percentage for the number 1 is the second pick. 12% only for the 5, but it's the top pick. 5-1 in the money line. 2-1 in the money line, the money line favorite. Then you have the number 2 and 4, because the long shot, the positive part that has this beside the 8-1 in the money line is that is the top pace of the race and has the high SOR. So maybe he has a shot, but obviously the number 1 and the 5 are with a good opportunity. Another open race, the 2 and 4 with a chance to upset. I believe the SOR of the number 1 will put the balance on him. So maybe this one is the top pick. Probably the 5 is a second option if you are doing your personal picks and you need to pick between the 2, 4, and 7. Which one could be a fair pick in this race? The race looks equalized. In race 4, the number 4, and this distance, the GSR is more important, over 7 furlongs. I'm talking about a mile and 16, a mile and 8, and more. The GSR is a heavy weight that you need to consider in your decisions, because the number 4 has a lower money line, but has a speed, good win percentage, top pick here, and one of the strongest GSR of the race. So this horse is going to be a horse very difficult to beat in this race. The number 3 and 10 are the enemies. The 10, obviously, 8-1 in the morning line is a temptation, is the long shot. This is the weak part, has a shot to try to beat the 4. And the 3, obviously, the second pick here, 5-2 in the money line, 19% to win, a good chance. They have a chance against the 4, but the GSR is dropping as well. It's lower, has the number 10. So likely, the 4 is likely the winner here. In race 5, 1 and 7 and 3, 1 and 7, 35% to win, the 7, 12%. The GSR is lower, but maybe it's the SOR, the thing that you need to consider here, because at this short distance, maybe the GSR with 11 points is not going to be a decisive metric, but this pace, this SOR, this win percentage at this top pick put the number 1 has the horse to beat very clearly. The number 7, enemy, the number 5, and the number 3 are enemies. The number 3, what I like of this horse is the long shot, and it's 5-1 in the money line. So the number 1, the horse to beat, enemies, the number 3, the number 7, and maybe the number 5 is a 4th pick because the SOR is lower. So 1, 7, 3, 1, 3, 7. In race 6, 6 and 7 are the picks, and the 8 is the long shot. The number 6, the GSR is dropping, but good enough to win the race. As you see, the other horses with high GSR, especially the number 1. I will do an additional comment after this win percentage and top picks. 6 and 7 are at the top. The 7 is 8-1 in the money line, but the GSR is lower, so I will put the number 6 as the horse to beat. And you have the number 9, that is 8-1 in the money line. A better GSR than the 7 is an enemy, but it's very equalized with this group of horses. See, the difference between this one and this one is only 3%, these 5 horses. What I like, the number 1 is 15-1 in the money line, but this GSR is too high to ignore. I can ignore this GSR, so I could use the 6, definitely, but the number 1 needs to be used because this horse could, this filly, she could respond to this high GSR. So 6, 7, and 1, and the 9 is in the mix. In race 7, 2, 4, and 10 is the long shot. And as you can see, the 4 is the top win percentage, 10-1 in the money line, almost same win percentage than the number 2, that is 5-2 in the money line, but the number 2 is the top pick, and the good thing of the number 2 is the SOR is a lot higher than the 4, so the number 2 should be the first pick. The number 4 is an enemy, has the number 10, and the number 10 has a higher SOR than the 4, so these two, they have stuff that, equalize them, because the 4 is the second pick, has a higher win percentage, not too high in comparison to the 10, but good enough to maybe equalize this SOR difference. So these are the 3 horses of the race. Then you have the 8, the 6. Obviously, they have a shot, but these 3 look very well in this race. In race number 8, 7 and 5, the picks. The 1 is the long shot. The 7, 31% to win. Not too high the pace. See, the GSR is not decisive in this race. It's very equalized between the group. And Face the Future has a good pace, a high SOR, 5-1 in the money line. So it's not here, but it's very clear that the number 2 is a very strong enemy of the 7 and also of the number 5. They are a bit among the top win percentage and are at the top Scotty picks. Then the race after this, the 2 horses and the number 2 looks very difficult. So I believe 7, 5-2, 5-7-2, are the horses that you need to use here. And in the last race, it's a 300-yard race. Let me tell you that I have seen that these Scotty picks and the win percentage are very assertive with these short races. I have realized that in the last 5 or 6 weeks. So these two in the top win percentages are here. A horse that you need to consider. Maybe the ESR is not too relevant at this distance. So 6 and 4, they look very strong here. But the number 8 is the long shot. And this trainer, Natasha Perez, I have seen her winning a lot of races of these 300, 350 yards. So use these 3 horses, 6, 4, and 8. You have options with the number 1 and the number 7, but they are first starters, and this trainer, Ron Raper, has not a too high win percentage in the first attempt. So I will say that 6, 4, or 8, one of them is going to win the last race. Good luck and good horseshoe Indianapolis, and we will continue posting clips with more picks of Equators during the week.